Hey everyone, I'm out here today at the 16th hole at Turtle Point Yacht and Country Club. One of those beautiful holes that we have on property. Got a beautiful view of Lake Wilson, the Tennessee River behind us. And we're going to talk through playing this longer par three that we have here. One of the more difficult ones on the course because of the green, but we'll get to that when we get up closer. So I've got 197 to the hole today. Now, this pin is all the way in the back. And as you know before, we've talked about back pins. The first thing that we think of is that needs to be the absolute maximum number that we hit. We don't need to go any longer than that, right? So 197, this hole plays about 5 yards downhill from back here. That adjusts our number to 192. So now we're thinking 192 already. I know that this green, it slopes a little bit from front to back. So my number that comes into my head is 187. So that's the number that we're going to try to play here today. The pin, it's a little bit hard to see from back here, but the pin is all the way in the back and it's tucked on the left. So we're going to try to get something that's working towards it, which helps my natural draw a little bit. And we're going to see if we can hit that 187 number. All right, so I'm very, very pleased with this shot that I just hit. From 198 unadjusted to the flag right here, we're sitting about 9-10 feet, well inside of PGA Tour average, and a really, really great look from birdie when you know you're not necessarily expecting to make birdie from 198. So this green that we have here at 16 is one of the hardest greens to read on the course. It's a tricky one. As y'all could see from back on the tee, the river is, as I'm standing to my right, but the way the putt moves is to the left. Um, the the tradition at Turtle Point would say that everything pulls towards the river. Everything pulls towards the river. So we're going to give this putt a good read. We're going to try to give it a good run to go in, and we'll see if we can. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what kind of score we can make. But like I said, the number I hit was 191 off the tee, 4 yards off, with a 7 iron. With what I hit, a 4 yard variance, it's not going to kill me. That's what I factor in. I factor that into the number that I want to hit. I have a little bit plus or minus. Now, I'm typically not trying to get all the way back to this flagstick. I mean, I'm only a few steps off the back of the green. I think that brings in a little bit of an unnecessary risk at times of bringing bogey. If I catch one a little too hard and it lands long and kicks over, bring in an unnecessary risk when I can land one in the middle of the green, it funnels back. But because I thought through it properly and I hit close enough to the number that I wanted to, it landed back here where it's more on a flat and it kind of stuck. So it only released about, the pitch marks right over here, it only released about 8 feet. So that's really good. Solid contact. Ball came out well. 7 iron is going to stick, especially on these bent greens that we have here. So let's see how this putt goes. So even though the river is to my left, I really feel like this is going to pull a little bit to the right back here. We'll see. Let's see what happens. I'm going to trust my read of it moving just to the right a little bit. I've got it right on the left edge, just inside. Wow. That is a horrendous misread. I sat there and said it in the intro. Everything pulls towards the river, but I couldn't trust it. Oh, it's not the most pleasing par I've ever made, but nonetheless, it's a 3 on a 200-yard par 3. So we'll move along to the next one.